Welcome back to the WSXM channel. Anyway, let us dive right into it. So, listen to this US reporter asking, tagging, calling, basically calling Paul Kagame a human rights violator and someone who take out his opponents, his political opponents, and banning free speech in his country. But take a listen to the response of Paul Kagame.
You've spoken a lot about democracy, and I would just like to point to the accusations of human rights abuses in terms of the elimination of your political opponents or the oppression of the press, and I would just like to hear your comments towards that.
No, I would like to hear your comments because for me, it's like, it's always difficult to accuse me of anything and then say, prove yourself innocent. I think I want to turn it to you and say, prove me guilty. That's where the problem lies. The press or human rights groups, what they say about me personally or about Rwanda, when you are in Rwanda and are dealing with these decent human beings also in Rwanda, and they tell you their own stories, you won't trace even 0.001% of what they're talking about. Oh. The real life there is completely different from what the young girl is talking about. Absolutely different. But people will stay here, will be here in the US and wherever, and they've never even been to Rwanda, they've never met Rwandans. The real Rwandans, they are there. Rwandans are there. The real people of Rwanda who are no different from you, what you aspire to be, to have, to do, they are no different. But it's as if Rwanda is treated like a botanical garden where you just go and water flowers and, no, human beings like anyone in this room. Absolutely. So these so-called human don't know what. I tell you, half of my life I've been living in the trenches, not sure of living to the next day. I didn't fight to be the president of my country. Never. It came by accident, I think. So I was fighting for my own rights, which anyone in any human rights organization could not give me. And even now cannot give me or cannot give Rwandans. So it's cynical and absurd that anyone would just be there talking about violations, me as the leader of my own people to be accused of violating their rights is just an absurd insult. But my answer is simple, is to do my best to serve my people the best way they can be served. That is the answer.
That's a great last word. Thank you. President Paul Kagame of Rwanda.
So Paul Kagame gave a brilliant response, a perfect response to these kinds of nonsensical questions, because the Western countries, these powers to be, only ask these questions when they cannot manage or manipulate or use African presidents. They always tag them as dictators, human rights violators, and they always try to use the LGBTQ situation as an opening to attack these presidents. So this is what President Kagame was stating in his statement, that you have to prove to me that I am doing what you say I am. I'm not supposed to prove myself against what you say. You have to find the evidence. And this is what they did to Abraham Traore when they say he's a human rights violator. And Abraham Traore end up banning these CNNs and the BBCs and all these other news outlets who spread propaganda on these African presidents, which is right. You cannot come to my country without evidence and just tag me as something that I am not. So this is how we know when a president is actually working for his people instead of against his people. The powers to be always bring up these charges against them: dictators, human rights violators, they're attacking their political opponents and stuff like that, and they don't allow free speech. And then you hear these kind of arguments from the West, know that this is a president they cannot control. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. As always, tell a friend, like, comment, share, and subscribe.